Hello, thank you for joining us today. We are excited to be here with you. My name is Allison Mancini. I am your holistic nutritionist.
And I'm Julietta, the magical PT. Welcome to our Voices of the Goddess podcast, where we uplift, empower, and support women in becoming the goddess they are meant to be. Today, we have my friend Solimar joining us. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. If you would please introduce yourself to our audience, tell them a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me in your podcast. I've heard amazing things about you both, so I'm very thrilled to be part of your podcast today. My name is Solimar Rodriguez. I am an estate planning and probate attorney. I'm also the mother of a 3-year-old, which means that I have a lot in my hands right now. I basically also co-host a Spanish TV show that goes live on Facebook. And I do a lot of things, as you can see. But mainly my focus is helping people with their documents so they can have a better life and avoid the courts and issues for their family members when they are incapacitated or no longer here.
Awesome. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
So, as you know, we have questions that we ask all of our guests. And so we will dive right in. Our first question is, what is your superpower? Or if you don't know what yours is, what would you want your superpower to be?
So I was trying to figure out what my superpower is. I'm like, superpower is. It made me think, but I have had people come to me and say, like random, oh my God, you have great energy, you laugh, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if I'm some sort of lawyery clown or I don't know, I have a special power of making people laugh. I don't know if it's with me or about me, but who cares? I like people, to make people happy. And but if I would choose a superpower, probably I would like to freeze time. I would like to have like a watch or something, and I would like stop time and freeze people, whatever they're doing. And then I could save people from danger, or like if they're going to, I don't know, fall, like put the leg up front so they don't fall, or remove the thing in the middle, or point the gun somewhere else, things like that. I would do cool things. I would try to save people. Yeah. I really like that. I heard that there was a TV show that did that, and then I don't know if like I ever watched that and I got that idea from that. I'm honestly, I don't know. I'm clueless. But yeah, I would like to.
The show I can think of that did that, but I think I'm a bit older than you, was I Dream of Jeannie, and she was a genie and she could make people stop in the midst of what they were doing. Yep, that one. Yeah, that's the one that I think of when you say that, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I seen that in a movie or something, but I think it's awesome because you can do so many things with it. Or maybe you can go spy on, I don't know, J-Lo's closet. I don't know, tried her clothing on and be like, oh my God, it doesn't fit me, but
That's hilarious. I love it. And that also just fits in. Here she is making us laugh too with her superpower. So cool.
Thank you.
All right. Our next question is, and I'm curious about this, being that you're from Puerto Rico, correct?
Yeah.
So this might bring a different twist on this this question for us. But what is your favorite book, or a book that has greatly influenced your life?
The Civil Code of Puerto Rico, and written in the 1930s. No, I'm joking. It's horrible.
I was like, wow.
It actually is very interesting because the Civil Code, Puerto Rico's Civil Code, has this statute or this law that you have to physically chase bees if they escape the beehive and they run, they fly to your neighbor's house. You have to physically chase them for 2 consecutive days. If not, you lose them. And I was like, why is that even in a code? Like, it's just like in 2000s and we're still chasing bees. Like, yeah, that book
and what
changed
happens
my
if
life.
you don't chase the bees?
It's basically you don't have a cause of action in the courts if you don't go chase your bees for 2 consecutive days. What if you have to pee or something and then you cannot keep chasing your bees? Or what if you're sleepy? You cannot continuously chase your bees for 2 consecutive days.
And what, are you supposed to chase them and like wrangle them and bring them back home?
I don't understand. Are we
I don't know,
just
persuade them or something and be like, hey, come back home. I don't know.
But
you're
on
right, that is
side of that, on the flip side of that, if you do chase them for 2 consecutive days, you have a reason to legally do what then?
Then go to your neighbor and be, hey, my bees are in your patio or your backyard. Can you please return them?
Oh my gosh.
It's so great. Hey, it was written, the code was like from the 1930s, I think.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Even still, that's weird. But
anyway, that's not my favorite book. I think, you know what? I have issues because, well, we all do, but because I write and read every single day, all day long, because that's what I do with the type of work I do. I don't enjoy reading as much as I used to before. And that sucks because I really liked getting into the story and living it and, or getting something outside of books. But I would say that a book that impacted my life was 100 Years of Solitude, because I think it's a great reflection of our society and how we keep doing everything the wrong way, just like those characters do. And also The Power of Intention by Wayne Dyer. I think it's a very powerful book. So those are, I think, 2 of the books that have impacted my life. And The Power of Intention gives me hope. The 100 Years of Solitude is like, screw you all.
You create balance there.
There are the bees in the middle.
And still, here we are in Soli's superpower. We're laughing the whole way through this. I think we are going to laugh the whole way through this interview. So,
is this supposed to be awesome. Serious? I'm sorry.
No.
This is supposed to be whatever it happens to be. We are totally open to that.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good.
I don't think, sometimes we touch on very serious topics, but the intention is not for the entire podcast to be serious.
I think that's something that kind of sets me apart from other attorneys, and I try to connect to my clients, especially because we're talking about incapacity or death or leaving your children. If something happens to you, I try to create a comfortable environment in order for them to, feel safe and open up and be able to plan and see it as a positive thing instead of thinking about all the negatives that, you see out there. You're going to die, you don't want that. You really want to think, oh my God, I'm helping my family when I'm not here. I'm going to be, this is my legacy. I'm actually going to be able to help them go through life because I did the right thing. So I try to bring humor to all of those topics and conversations. And I'm not necessarily for everyone because not everyone thinks that same way, but it makes me feel happy that I'm helping people go through all of that with, a smile on their faces instead of like tears or being like, ah.
It's very serious stuff. Like we had to do that. We didn't really realize the impact of our kids turning 18, how important it was to have certain things set for them. And that was a like really tough conversation, but I can see how adding a little bit of humor and lightness to it would be really nice, because it is all very serious when you're talking about that stuff, especially when you're planning for your children in case something happens to you. So
yeah. And you don't know this, but you know that children that, I mean, they are always going to be our children, but when they turn 18, they should plan, because us as parents, we lose pretty much all of our privileges as parents, legal privileges. Yeah. So, for example, if they go away to college or anything like that, they are adults. We don't have anything to say or to do on their behalf. So it's very important that kids that turn 18 have a power of attorney, a healthcare surrogate, so parents can actually obtain information on their behalf and be able to act on their behalf for all the, economic matters or health matters regarding to them.
That's exactly what we did. And that's what I was talking about when they turned 18. Like we had never really thought about it, because you think you're still responsible for them, even though they're at college, but you don't realize they're 18. If something were to happen, you have no say in anything. So we did all of that when they turned 18, especially our daughter has some medical issues. So it was something that we really had to be on top of also. But yeah, if you haven't seen and your kids hit 18, go see someone like Solimar, see her, get it done, get the paperwork done. It's so, so important, because I know I've heard stories of where they didn't do that and it was really difficult situations. So get it done.
Especially with mental illnesses or issues, if they have to be admitted or something, you're done. You cannot do anything. So, and that's very common. I mean, they're facing a lot of changes in their life. So they're starting to live on their own and all of those things, which are amazing, but that happens. So yeah, definitely plan ahead.
All right. Time for question number 3. So women are always, and I'm sure as a mother, you can relate to this, always caring for everybody else. And it's so, so important that we take time to take care of ourselves as well. So Solimar, what is your favorite self-care practice?
Well, I have my morning routine, which is kind of destructible, even though my kid is jumping next to me on the bed or like, kicking me or talking to me or asking for oatmeal or whatever. But every morning when I wake up, I practice gratitude every single morning. That for me is mandatory. I don't even before opening my eyes, I'm like practicing gratitude. And then I think that gives me the strength to go on my day and move forward. But on other note, I love to do puzzles. I'm a puzzle freak. Although right now with my son, he's touching everything, so he destroys my puzzles. And if it's like over 1,000 pieces and he destroys it, it's the most frustrating thing on earth. So yeah, I'm not doing as many puzzles. Or I'm a great car singer. If there's traffic, I'm gonna be with that radio on and I'm gonna be singing my brains out. I'm that crazy person singing next to you on the streets. Yes, that's me. So nice. I think that's a good self-care practice. Just sing your brains out, even if you don't sound good. I would love to say, oh, my things are going on getting massages or seeing my physical therapist every day and my chiropractor every day and all of that, but I don't necessarily have all the time to do that. But I do go see my chiropractor 2 times a week.
Nice. Well, and also like the important thing too for people to realize is like what feels like self-care to one person isn't necessarily what feels like self-care to another person.
That's true.
And the important thing is that it's something that makes you feel better. And that you take the time and make the time for that for yourself, because it's important for us to make ourselves feel better, recharge our batteries, whatever that looks like for you. And it's like funny you're mentioning puzzles. Like I've always loved doing puzzles, but I can't even tell you when is the last time I did a puzzle. But
we need to do one, Julieta.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And we can save it at your place so my kid doesn't come on.
There you
There
go.
we go. Yeah, we can do one at my place.
I
Awesome.
even bought like a rolling thing that you do the puzzle
Yeah, I
in
know what you're talking
there.
about.
Oh, but he shakes it because he wants to see the puzzles come, like the pieces come out.
Oh man,
It's very nice. It's very nice, as you can imagine.
Oh yes, the joys
But
of small children.
also, something that keeps me alive, it's traveling. As you know, with the pandemic, that was kind of halted. But I live on a plane if possible. So that I live to fly. That's my thing. Definitely.
I don't actually enjoy the flying, but it's the getting to where I want to
Where,
go.
yeah.
So,
Exactly.
I had this trip planned to Egypt for November of 2020, which of course the pandemic canceled on me, but we have rescheduled it for November 2021. So
You told me. I'm here like
Deadlines are approaching though, like
we will see.
those are the kind of trips that you can't just decide. Well, you could decide last minute. You just can't go with our tour group last minute. But, this is definitely one of those bigger, you got to plan it out. You got to put things in place in advance so that you, reserving all of the rooms, the flights, the cruise, the this, the that. So, but yes, I'm very happy that traveling is coming back.
Oh my God, I'm so happy for you. I actually, the week that they shut down pretty much all of the airports, I came back from Spain. I was there with my chiropractor and best friend Elaine. And we were there, and like 3 days later, everything was closed, locked, like no one could leave. And it was like, what? Yes, I was able to escape right before the pandemic hit. But yeah, I mean, and I travel a lot back home to see my family and all of that. It's where I come from, so I don't count it as much as traveling because it's just like home, which is amazing. But I don't count it as traveling. That's part
it's
of
just
what
going
I do.
home. Yeah,
It just going home.
I get that.
Although you have to get on a plane. You have to get on a car to go to Orlando. So. Same amount of time.
All right. Our last question, Sully, came out of research that we did before we started the podcast. We polled our prospective audience on, what they needed support with. And the big thing came up was accountability. So how do you create accountability in your life?
That is very complicated to answer. I'm not quite sure how to answer this question. For business, I had a business coach that helped me for many years, and I think he still is amazing. And I have a 90-day plan that I prepare for to try to accomplish those goals for my business. And it helps me immensely, even though sometimes I ignore it, which it's wrong. Don't do that. Don't ignore your growth plan. But that gives me accountability, doing to-do lists and seeing them being completed. That helps me out a lot. But in a personal life, my personal life, I think I surround myself with people that have a lot of knowledge and vision of different visions of things in the world and how we see things, basically. And I like to listen to them and apply those things to my own life. I like to feel motivated by other people, hear their stories, and try to see what I can learn from them, or even what I can offer to them that maybe they haven't seen or that they don't know. So I think that creating those great conversations with people creates some sort of accountability in your life on what you want to accomplish or how you want to lead your life, live it, lead it, and do everything with it. So I think that's how I create accountability. I'm not sure if that's really accountability, but for me it is. So.
Well, that's been interesting for us as we've gone along and asked, all these women these questions. And accountability has a different meaning for different people. There's not just one meaning of what accountability is. So it's whatever that accountability is for you. And, we're just here to provide ideas and, because what works for one person doesn't work for another. And so seeing how other people create that in their life is useful to other people. And, it might not be everything about what you just said, but there might be a piece of it that resonates with one member of, like I said, if anything that comes out of here resonates with one person listening to us, it was worth us creating this podcast. So
that is true. I like that. Yes. I actually learned from my business coach a good strategy or technique of doing what you don't, that you always have that task or that thing that you are dreading, like undoing, and you're like, I really don't want to do this, or I have to do it, but I'll keep putting it to the side, but I know I have to do it. We'll do it someday. So he has this, there's this whole story about it. I'm not going to enter into that, but it's called Eat the Frog. So basically you go, get that thing out of the way and keep your day moving. Just did it. You are done with it. Go do whatever. Now you can procrastinate, do whatever you want, But I like to drag my feet. I love to procrastinate. So I have to catch myself like, hey, Sully, you're being too long on Instagram, so stay out. And
time to eat the frog.
Eat the frog. And I actually have here, I'm going to cover the name of my clients, but I have this little thing that it's called Eat the Frog, and I write there per day what I need to, my frog for the day. So I eat the frog.
That's
every
so
day.
funny.
And then I keep going. Sometimes I have a lot of frogs, but there's one frog only per day that you.
It's so funny that you're saying this, because recently I had this conversation with somebody about eating frog legs. And as a kid, we'd go for fish fry on Fridays. But when I was a kid, I didn't like fish. And so instead of everybody else in my family because we would go to this, I forget what it was, like a club kind of place that we would go and for their Friday fish fry. And so everybody else in my family was eating fish, but I would eat frog legs because I didn't like fish.
Wait, so you
wait, what?
Wait, yeah, right?
Wait, what?
I'm like,
wait, Miss Foodie Freak did not eat fish? What?
When I was a kid.
Yeah,
It's
but
not that I didn't eat it.
so
I didn't like
odd.
it when I was a kid.
But you would eat frog legs.
Oh, and you would eat frog leg,
Yes.
but not fish.
So that kind of
No
fits
fish,
in
but-
because fish is more of a normal food. Frog legs is a little bit more of an exotic food, and I would eat the frog legs. So
Yeah, that's what makes it strange.
they're delicious, but I haven't had any for a long time. So I've been kind of searching. I know there are some places that have frog legs on the menu, so I need to try some again.
Don't like frogs. I think they're slimy and not nice looking, and they have like a weird face. So
Well, I'm not eating the face. I'm eating their little legs.
know, but I cannot imagine like eating their leg.
It's delicious.
I can. Yeah, no.
Try it. You like it.
Yeah. I'm good.
But we digress. It is time for our takeaways. So, Allison, are you ready? Do you have your takeaway?
I do. First of all, I'm shocked that you wouldn't eat fish as a kid, but that's not really a takeaway. I just have to say that that's crazy. And frog legs, but you would eat frog legs. But anyways, so my takeaway is this. So when I was younger, I loved puzzles. And before I had children, I used to love doing puzzles. But as Solimar said, she has difficulty doing puzzles because her son, your son, right, is all over them. So when my children were little, I stopped doing puzzles because I couldn't handle it because I had two of them running around and I was not a battle I wanted to fight. But they are now 24 and 21, and I really do miss doing puzzles. So I think my takeaway is I need to start a puzzle. And I even have one of those black things you roll it up in. I've got all that stuff, and I just never do it.
I
that
feel a puzzle night happening at Allison's house.
I'm
We'll get
in.
Adult beverages and puzzles at Allison's.
I love that. Adult
would be all
beverages,
for that.
especially.
Okay, we're making this happen for sure. We are,
and we can record it so your audience can see that we were not full of it. We were really saying
we're really doing it.
Facebook
we
Live,
are creating accountability. There we go.
That's it. That's what we'll do. See our accountability. We're having adult beverages and doing puzzles.
I love it. I love it. My takeaway is I love that there was so much laughter in this podcast. I know we do laugh in every podcast, but this one was like especially full of it. And like, it feels great. Like I'm in like, it's been a busy, like hard week. I've been a little bit tired because I've been working so hard. Like I feel totally charged up from all the laughing that we did on this episode. So gratitude for you, Soli, for bringing us laughter to our podcast.
Yay, thank you. Woohoo.
What's your takeaway, Soli?
Well, my takeaway is the accountability for you following back your lost gun puzzle self-care routine, and I think we should totally do it and show the audience that we were being real about it. And also it resonated to me, Julieta, when you said that it basically accountability has a different meaning for everyone, and sometimes I think we try to fit into one particular, I don't know, meaning for a word or a concept, and in reality is what you interpret it and make out what you make out of it. So that resonated with me, and I think that's my amazing takeaway.
Excellent.
I love it.
So thank you so much, Soli, for joining us today. This was a lot of fun. And thank you to our audience for tuning in. If you've liked what you heard, please subscribe, like, follow, and share us with your friends. And all the information that we talked about today and how to get in touch with Soli is all in the show notes or in the comments below. So find what you need there. And I want to wish you all a very magical day.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
It was nice to meet you.